All right, so we're at River City Speedway.
Yep.
Obviously, a lot of history here. You got 2 wins here.
Yeah, so we've won 2 races here at River Cities. Last year in 2023, and then I believe we won it was 2019. It might have been the June race. So June was really slicked off. Basically, it took rubber the last couple laps. We were kind of holding off a hard charging James McFadden, and he was rolling through the middle, and I was just kind of putting around the bottom, which is not common for this place. It's usually the faster line is around the top, unless there's a good track work to, you know, some moisture on the bottom. But last year we won 2023. We were able to pass Sheldon with a lap or 2 to go. Just kind of working for a couple laps, running the bottom, and then kind of poked our nose in there a couple laps ago, probably like 5 laps ago, and sort of
Let this guy go down.
Yeah, we kind of poked our nose in there with probably about 5 laps ago, and it let Sheldon see our nose and know that we were kind of down there. And when we did that, he went to the bottom of the next corner, and I was able to zip around the top. So it's cool to get a couple wins at this place. It's a fun little joint. I think you'll hear Johnny Gibson say it's one of his favorite racetracks. I think they call it a quarter mile. It's not very big, but it's banked. And for sprint car fans, I think they're some of the best racetracks. You get a banked small quarter mile, and some width to it. It produces good racing most of the time.
Let's talk about this corner over here. So, going back, what was that, 2020?
Yeah, 2020. There's a very popular video on YouTube of Kyle Larson passing us on the last corner to win here, and definitely sucked for us. There was a lot of talk about that because the week before he took our nose off at Knoxville to win, and we ran second. And so a couple laps to go, I actually was catching him. I believe it started like 4th or 5th or 6th, somewhere in that area, and we were charging kind of like we did last year. And if anybody knows the old tires, you hear the drivers talk about how it was hard to get laid down left and get the car to kind of squat on the left rear. And so a lot of people think that I tried to spin Kyle out for, get payback from the week before, but that really wasn't the case. I got a run down the backstretch, and he kind of got slowed up. And when I went to go to the bottom, he changed his line at the last second. And for me, I was thinking I was going to slide him.
What do you think? Think it's got enough water on it?
Yeah. So for me, I was thinking when I got a run down the backstretch and he was running high that I was going to slide him going into 3. And he changed his line at the last minute, so I was sort of already committed to the bottom. And instead of getting out of gas, I knew it'd kind of pick the left rear up and I'd slide across the track and I'd basically lose all momentum. So I tried to stay in the gas, keep the car on the left rear, and drive to the cushion and keep my momentum up. And when I did that, I kind of just clipped his rear bumper. So he went through the infield. Everybody thought I tried to spin him out, and then he went on for a lap later and ended up getting us coming out of 4 to win the race. So doing Kyle's stuff, and he's definitely a great driver, but I would have loved if we would have been able to come out on top on that one. Got done with heating the motor. Next is hot laps. Every night before each race, whether you're tuned into Dirt Vision or where you're at, cars and a normal local show, they're always going to put heat in the motor. These 410 cubic inch engines, obviously they're just pushed to their limit all the time. That's why we can only run them 12, 15 races. They're pushing 900, 950 horsepower, 700 foot-pounds of torque, and running about anywhere between 8,000 and 8,500 RPM. So they're being pushed to their limit all the time. So you want to be able to get them up to about 200 degrees, let the oil thin out a little bit, and just get everything warm before you really start beating on it. So if you were to take an engine out there when it's cool and rev it up real hard, you can run it. It's circulate some water through the engine and actually heat the water temperature before we do heat the motor to get everything moving before we can put heat in the motor. But that's where we get our night started at.
Sure. She falls off. We keep the back on it. We've lost multiple GoPros throughout the year, so just trying to get some content, maybe something to help Logan a little bit. So we got one on the left side, one on the right side. She gets muddy early in the night, so sometimes they're not real effective, but later in the night we'll shoot one maybe off the back. So hopefully this will help give us an idea what's going on out there.
So a lot of people see you at the track.
Yes, sir.
What does built actually do?
Anything and everything. I look at it like I'm trying to help Logan from the time he gets out of the car until the time he gets back in the car. Take care of things for whether it's sponsor stuff, whether it's communicating with the guys. I try to be a support guy for Lonnie, Brendan. That's my race night. We'll get the lineup. We'll keep everybody aware of where we've got to go out, when we've got to go out. We'll have the iPad so he can keep an eye on the Dirt Vision broadcast and see what the track's doing. Some tracks like here you can't really see when you're in a push-off lane, kind of what's going on with the racetrack. So it's helpful to be able to do that, and then we'll keep times just so he's got an idea. Try to give him every or equal advantage to everybody else, and so it just means kind of whatever it takes. So if we've got customers here, we take care of them. If we've got family here, we take care of them. But for the most part, I try to take care of Logan, Lonnie, Brendan, be an extra set of hands. We'll do everything from messing with GoPros to, like I said, getting lineups, those sorts of things, scraping mud. If we've got to put fuel in the car, whatever it takes.
Foot on the trigger, 410. She's a loaded gun. Breaking down a bank wall.
Qualifying's over. We went out pretty early. I think that was, a good thing. The track was a lot drier than it was when we were here in June. It's a nice day out. June, it was kind of missing as we were going out there. So we ended up 6th, not too bad. Basically ran identical lap times. I ran one lap on the top, both on the top in 1 and 2, but I ran one on the bottom of 3 and 4 and one on the top. And we basically ran identical times. So I think going out early was a big help, but puts us in a good spot. So we're starting outside of the second heat race.
Watching little brother play football?
Yeah, it's his first game of the year. He's a senior at New Oxford, so we got his game on, so we got to check it out. They're winning 14-7.
Finished first, heat race. What do you got?
Yeah, not bad. We got a good start. I think starting on the outside was a good thing. We could rip around the top, and I think the changes that we made were a lot better. So I felt really good. We got the wing back a little bit, and I felt like I could rotate around the corner with some good downforce and kind of get the rear wheels in the ground and shoot off the corner good. So lap car there about at the end almost ruined it for us. I thought he threw a banana out like Mario Kart because his motor blew up and I was following him in the top and about went off the racetrack. So yeah, hit my banana there, but we hung on. 0.5.
You okay with that?
Yeah. It's a good racetrack. You can race good here, and if you're good, you can usually get to the front. But I like to draw a little bit better pill. It seems like we're not very good at that, but that's the way it goes. You can't make excuses. You got past race cars, so we'll try and see if we can get up there in the dash.
Taking all the money. Yeah, I'm a demon with wings. I got the posse on my tail. And my elbows up.
I don't know, I felt good in that. We got at least a row. The goal of a dash, if you're starting 5th or something like that, 5th or 6th, is you want to try and get to the 2nd row. So we did that. I was able to get Bill Baylog on the start, and I felt good. I could run the bottom of 3 and 4 or the top, and like I said, I actually passed Bill on the bottom of 1 and 2 in the very start. So I feel good. We can move all around the racetrack, so we're in a good spot. I think you know, we have a chance to win, we keep it up and race yourself to the front.
Living like outlaws, gunning, living like outlaws, waiting on the bottom, ripping from the top, caught up in a circus, never gonna stop. Living like outlaws, knocking off the Knoxville and set it on fire. Down to Oklahoma, where they're good with the iron. 1,000-horse cowboys trading rubber for dirt.
All right, feature time.
Yeah, definitely wasn't what we wanted. We start 4th, ended up 7th, I think. So, just kind of tight. They reworked the track before the A main, and this place is kind of known for it can kind of get wetter as the night goes on, which is uncommon for a lot of racetracks. But just got tight in the middle of the race, tighter as the race went on, and when I was forced to the top, that's usually where I got passed. So that was the worst spot for me to go. I was better on the bottom, but I kind of got forced up there on some restarts and stuff like that. But you know, for one of our better tracks, it's kind of disappointing. But we raced tomorrow in Fargo. We won last year, so hopefully we can kind of redeem ourselves and end the weekend on a good note.
Seen a couple times you pick the front end up there on the top. Is it a little rough up there?
Yeah, that's usually not a good thing here. So you get loaded down the rear end, kind of picks the left front up off the ground, and then it makes it hard to turn in to the following corner. So not usually what you want. It looks cool for the fans, picking the front end up in the air, and makes for some good photos, but it's not fast. So you know, there towards the end of the race, I felt like I needed to move the wing back to kind of get the left rear down, but then it would also just make me even tighter. So it was like a mixture between loose on the bottom and then tight when I went up top. So it was kind of a double-edged sword.
So boys will get everything loaded up. You will too, obviously. You got to go plug in the motorhome, and they're off the hotel.
Yeah, we got a motorhome's like boats. You're always working on them, always putting money into them. It's just how they go, no matter what kind you got. But we're having some generator issues, so it's what is it? It's about 11:15. Will probably take us an hour and a half to get out of here, and then we got an hour drive. So life of being on the road.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Cut you with a slap job, 'cause it's heartbreaker first. I got the posse on my tail, and my elbows up and running.
Going into today.
I mean, we were good here last year, so we hope to kind of start it pretty close and then hopefully be fast again right off the bat. We were quick in warm-ups, qualified second quick, and then I think won our heat race, won the dash, won the feature, and won the feature by a good margin. So hopefully, you know, you come back to a place, you never know if the track's going to be similar or not, but kind of start it in the same general area and then make changes accordingly with the racetrack.
So guys got maintenance done obviously today. You're doing some shock stuff. What are you doing over here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't always dyno them, but we'll put them on here and make sure that they're putting out similar numbers that they're supposed to. You know, it's pretty warm today here. It's pretty hot right off the bat, so your numbers are usually going to be a little bit softer than normal, but you just want to make sure they're kind of in the general area that we're looking for and get a good starting spot.
What'd you draw tonight?
We're in the back. Brendan's fired again, so ain't a big deal. It's I don't know. We'll see. Sometimes it matters, sometimes it don't. But we go out in the fifth group, and it's really windy right now, so we'll see. Usually that's a problem, like we were just talking about with Bill Baylog. You know, if it's like a it's parallel with the straightaways, it's not normally too bad, but when it's a crosswind, it makes the cars turn quick and or delay their turning, so it's a little bit weird. So they might want to wait on that, but either way, we're race car drivers, we're professionals, we'll go race either way. It's done.
Yes, sir.
What's your thoughts?
here we are again. You gotta be ready to go. Here it's windy, it's sunny. Track conditions, I mean, last night obviously going out late did not help, but maybe it'll be a little different tonight. We'll just have to wait and see. I mean, that's the nature of dirt track racing. You just never know. So it's windy and sunny, and we were good here last year. Got a good program, so we'll go put a lap up, get in the top 6, and go from there.
Maintenance is pretty easy today. Just change a couple bars and run valves, change the gears. Other than that, that's about all we did. Wipe the body off a little more.
Go golfing?
No golfing. That ain't until this week. Maybe Wednesday or Thursday this week.
So being on the road like this, do you guys get to go golfing quite a bit?
Here and there. It depends on what time of the year. Right now, since Knoxville's, we've been kind of slowing down again, so we'll probably get to go a little bit more. I know we went last week once, and this coming week we'll go at least once. Maybe once or so out in California, but other than that, it's pretty much just all race car stuff.
I'm supposed to come ask you about golfing.
Golfing? What do you want to know?
I don't know. Brendan said just come ask you about golfing.
I don't play golf, but I watch them play all the time.
Do you at least drink a few beers then, or what?
Sometimes I get practice. I go to the driving range, and that's about it. So, but I don't know. What did you want to know about last night too?
Yeah, I mean, I guess how'd you feel about last night overall?
So overall, I thought we had pretty good speed at the beginning of the night, and we just made a few bad choices for our setup for the feature. But other than that, it's you got to move on, so you can't dwell on it, and then we'll try to be better tonight.
Living like outlaws, gunning and living like outlaws, waiting on the bottom, ripping from the.
Well, draw was a little weird.
Yeah, I've never seen it go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that, but fortunately we were 5, so I mean, at least we're in the dash, so that's the important part. We made changes. I felt good in the heat race. It's very sticky, a lot different from last year and when we won, so trying to get it better, get ourselves freed up a little bit. We might tie the front shocks down a little bit. I felt like I was kind of like dancing the front end a little bit, but I felt a lot better, and second, but I feel like we could have won depending on how the start went, so we'll see. Starting 5th in the dash.
Caught up in a circus, never gonna stop living in a world of outlaws. Pushing off a bullet, I'm ready to roll. I sold my soul at the devil's bowl. Hell yeah!
What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. Frustrating kind of weekend. When you start up front and you go backwards, it's always frustrating. But felt like we weren't bad, but then you get a really bad start. I think we went from 4th to 7th on the start, and then we just stayed there the whole time. So I'd kind of get close to the guys in front of me, and then a lap car would screw me up or something like that, and then we just kind of stayed stagnant. So it's kind of frustrating, especially when you're that far in the front. But we, I don't know, struggle a little bit this year, but keep working on it and try and fix it. It's how it goes. It's part of racing.
Where to next?
So we go to Houston for makeup for the High Bank Nationals, so some big money on the line. Hopefully we can get it tuned in. We were fast at Houston's last year, but see if we can get it tuned in. We're going to go to Lakeside Dock Sales and hang out this week, get the car tuned up, and be ready to go.
Who you got to thank?
I got to thank my sponsors, Dryden, Duramax, C&D Rigging, Federated Auto Parts, Lonnie, Brendan, Bill for working hard, and then everybody that makes the car go around. Triple X, Wing Dynamics, Newman's Racing Engines, FK Shocks, DMI, and Smith Titanium, Moose Blocks, anybody in between that I'm missing.